Hey guys, we're going to go over how to find the inverse of a relation in a function. Your essential question is, how do I inverse? Okay, let me tell you. This is how you inverse. Switch x and y. That's it. The goal, something you should definitely take away today and write down in your notes, is to find the inverse of anything is to simply switch x and y. It is that simple in essence, okay? So let's dive in and look at an example. Let's say you have these 3 points. What would be their inverses? Well, hopefully you're like, oh, that's obvious. 4, 3, 9, 7, and 13, comma, negative 11. Now, what did I do each time? I just switched x and y every time. I just switched x and y every time. All right, let's try this example. Hopefully you're like, oh, that's easy too. 0, 1, 5, 13, 4, negative 3, and 11, 12. Easy, right? Guys, I mean, seriously, you're just switching x and y every time. All right, what about this example? Pause this video and try to do this example. Try to honestly look at it and return it as a graph. Plot the inverse points. So hopefully you just unpause this video and you're like, I think I got it. Well, this is the point 2, 3, so it should go to 3, 2. This is the point 4, negative 1, so it should go to the point negative 1, 4. And this is the point negative 2, negative 2, so when you switch that, you just get another negative 2. Easy. Easy. I did not mean to draw that line. Okay? Next problem. Okay, now this one's tricky. Let's say you're given a function, some function, f of x. Doesn't matter what the function is. All right? And you know the function's domain, and you know the function's range. You want to find the inverses function. Oh, this symbol I just drew. Sorry, let me talk about the symbol I just drew real fast. F raised to the negative 1 of x simply means the inverse. Okay, anytime you see this, it simply means the inverse of the function f of x. Okay? When you see this, it just means inverse. Write that down in your notes. Write this down and then say means inverse. Okay? This symbol is function notation for inverse. It just means the inverse of the f of x function. Okay? So, let's figure out how to define. So let's say you're given some functions, domain and range, and you want to find the inverses functions, domain and range. What do you guys know domain really is? It's the set of all x's. So in the inverse, the domain from the original is going to become the set of all y's. So it's going to be this guy's range. And the y values are going to become this guy's x values. So it's going to become this guy's domain because we just switched x and y. All right, next problem. Okay, now this is where it starts to get a little tricky. Okay, so I should have f of x equals this right here. Okay, so f of x is equal to 3x minus 6. And I want you can see off here to the side, find f raised to negative 1 of x. So I want to find the inverse. All right, well, what is the step to finding inverse? So this is really going to be step 2, but right now you might be thinking step 1. Step 2, well, to find the inverse of a function like this, you would switch x and y. Switch x and y. What's the problem with that? You might be saying, Mr. Miller, I don't see a y. Well, it's crucial that you understand that f of x is just a fancy y. So I can rewrite f of x to being y. Instead of saying f of x equals, I'm going to say y equals 3x minus 6. Okay? So that means step 1, if it's needed, oh, this is weird, change f of x to y. Let me see if I can. Okay. Step 1. Okay. So now what we're going to do is actually do step 2. We're going to switch x and y. So we say x is equal to 3y minus 6. Now notice, the only thing that switched was y and x. None of the numbers moved, none of the negative signs moved, nothing else moved other than the y and the x. So the next thing I'm going to do is solve for y. So you might put down, if you're enjoying these steps, you might put down that step 3 is solve for y. Okay? So to solve for y, the first thing I need to do is add 6. Now x and 6, x plus 6 are not like terms, so they can't actually change each other. So that just becomes x plus 6 is equal to 3y. So then what I need to do is finish getting y by itself. So if it's x plus 6 equals 3 times y, because that's what 3y means, it means 3 times y, I need to divide both sides by 3. That means everything gets divided by 3. So x over 3 is the same thing as 1/3 times x, plus 6 divided by 3 is 2. That equals y. And now that I've solved for y again, I can change y to being back to function notation, but since this is the inverse, I don't write f of x, I write f raised to the negative 1 of x. Alright, and there you go. And guys, that's how you do it. That's really it. Okay? I hope this example makes sense. Please let me know if you have any questions. Please let me know if you need more help. Feel free to stop by for tutoring, send me an email, send me a reminder. Have a great day.